Pittsburgh is known as the City of Bridges, the area where the Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio rivers meet. Although the Northside is very beautiful, there are vacant lots and land that continue to degrade neighborhoods. Being uncared for, some of these vacant lots are areas where trash is just strewn about, where weeds grow through the cracks in the sidewalks, and where nature has become overgrown.
It wasn't always vacant, but the clearing, before it was just dilapidated homes. And so the vacant land now that exists is beautiful. It adds to the landscape. It makes for green spaces all along Charles Street when before they were eyesores, these spaces. So I love this neighborhood. Specifically, I love my street because it's so quiet back here. I have a theory about communities and residents and what's important to them. If your residents, Maslow's hierarchy of needs comes into play. If your residents are concerned about shelter, food, and safety, then no one cares about vacant land. Vacant land becomes a secondary issue, right? Because if you don't have any food, who really gives a hoot about that dirty lot next to your house? You're hungry, unless you can grow something there, then defeats the point of being concerned with that vacant land. So I see vacant land as something that could, a tool, it's an asset. It could definitely be an asset for communities, but the community has to be positioned appropriately in order to make that happen.
I do see a lot of potential in vacant and empty spaces, vacant or so-called blighted spaces, pretty controversial in some ways. It's up to the communities themselves to figure out what they want to do with that.
I think there's a lot of potential in this neighborhood. That's one of the reasons why we named it fallow grounds, because there are grounds that are sitting here and waiting for something really great to happen. And there's just, the community is really invested in participating and creating, beautifying their area.
This commitment to the land is what makes the community so attached to their vacant land.
You can really see vacant land being used or reused in pretty much every neighborhood in the city in some ways. I mean, through community gardens or through picnic areas or places where people congregate, dog parks, flower gardens, places for kids to play. It's really been, people are very creative and resourceful when it comes to, just they've been in a neighborhood for a long time and they notice they keep passing the same spot every day that hasn't had anything going on for a while, and it kind of will spark an interest, and then people can start talking to each other and think about, all right, what do they want to see in this space? At Grow Pittsburgh, and especially through the community garden program, we're really invested in helping communities and neighbors create something that they can be proud of in neighborhoods, and that might include, supporting through programs and grants and education, through the Garden Resource Center here, where folks can rent tools and get supplies and resources for gardens. But we're really hoping to show people that they are already resourceful, they already have assets in their neighborhoods, and sometimes it takes a little bit of community organizing to discover that actually what we have right here is good enough to do something great with.
My sister passed away unexpectedly. She had a heart attack. That was my best friend. She was 10 years older than me, and that happened in November of 2014. I was already in the GTech Reclaim Vacant Lot program. Okay. I was talking about the garden down at Brighton Road and North Charles Street, right down at the end of the street there. because we had been planning down there for 2 years in succession. So I was telling my sister, obviously, before she passed that, oh, I'm in the program, I don't know what vacant lot to use, I'm already planning down at that one. And then when she passed away, it became so apparent to me that this was the lot that I should use, right? The lot next to my house, I was gonna make a place of solitude and a place of peace. Literally, if this vacant lot right here were to have a tagline or a name, the name is the Star Meditation Garden. My sister's name was Starla, and this is intended to be and has been a place where life grows and peace rests. Hopefully people can see how you can take something bad and make it something beautiful somehow.
These communities see vacant land as positives, not negatives. Most importantly though, they see these vacant lots as an opportunity to have a great impact on their neighborhood.
Yeah, neighbors are invested. They love seeing this stuff happening within their community. Color, sculpture, activity, and they come around. They want to know what's going on. They're questioning, and that's the beginning. Curiosity is the beginning of creativity. I think a lot of local perspectives have changed the way they view these sites. Instead of saying, oh, that vacant lot on such and such street, they'll say, oh, the sculpture site, or where the mural is. So the vocabulary is changing.
For people to create kind of third spaces, from their own sweat and tears, that really shows a commitment to place and staying in that place long term, and celebrating who's there and what this neighborhood is all about.
It has been proven, research has proven, that there are 3 things that dictate a person's happiness, and that is your personal relationships with family, personal growth, individualized growth, and connection to community, and your input and positive impact on society. It was like a revelation, but that seems so basic and elementary, but not everybody is engaged with each of those. If people would focus on those 3 things, then individuals supposedly will be happy, and in essence the world will be a happier place, right?
I think that a lot of people want to see something beautiful that they're proud of in their neighborhoods. It might take a while to kind of get the momentum started for deciding to clean up a space or beautify a space or plant some things in the space. But once they get going, usually you'll find that there's a lot of interest and people really want to get energized and do something.
People are supposed to positively impact other people. I can see oh, I can do something good, and it's really not a big deal, and it feels great. Of course, accomplishing a goal is an awesome feeling, and then when it can benefit someone else, it's even better.
You can see people's confidence raise in what they're able to do in their neighborhoods and what they're able to accomplish.
In the Steel City, the city of bridges, the city is so closely associated with infrastructure and the built environment. However, the people are still so attracted to the landscape, the topography, and the vacant land. It is what they care about most, and it can be something that they are proud of. Changing how outsiders view these neighborhoods one lot at a time, by caring for them, investing in them, and passionately transforming the land into incredible expressions of themselves and their communities.
Support vacant lot transformation programs, either financially or by being a volunteer and helping to transform vacant lots into something awesome. Because it really can change either an individual or a community, or hopefully both.